as a part A. And fortunately or unfortunately, the way we have to deal with the part B set of questions is completely different from the way that we deal with part A set of questions, right? The part A, we all know, is more into marks-based questions. So I have one question which carries a certain amount of marks, and there is another question which also carries another amount of marks, and that's thus it captures those 100+ marks that is required from that area, which also implies that I have good enough of time to do that kind of a work, right? Okay, you may have to mute yourself when you are talking about whenever you're in the session. Unless and until you have doubt, do not unmute. Now, coming to the part B. The part B sessions talks about the PCM, which you probably have learned during your science grade, but would have taken while you are writing these JEE kind of an entrance examinations. But as such, if you are looking into NATA, it's quite new for that nature, right? And also we have an aptitude, a general aptitude question. So saying that, I have approximately what, 50 questions to be done in 45 minutes. That's what we are basically looking into. So I will start my video, hopefully. Yeah, and now let me also share with you my screen. Just give me a minute. I'm going to share you the screen. Okay. Okay. So all of you, are you able to see this white background on the screen? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fair enough. So someone nodded, so I could make out that. So now, so let's understand where we are heading towards. Okay. I'm talking about 50 questions that we got to do, right? And this 50 questions is something, sorry. $50 questions that we are trying to do, right? Which is again dealt with the 15 questions on your PCM sector and 35 questions on your aptitude side. And for this, we have 45 minutes to do, right? So the point is, how do I cover this and what do I do? How do I begin my test? What should I cover first? What should I cover next? How should I prepare myself in the next 20-25 days for me to, so to ensure that with the limited time period that I have, I maximize my entire accuracy as well as my marks. So the session is more to do with part B, nothing to do with part A. And especially even in part B, this is more to do with how are you going to prepare for the next 20 days into capturing this entire part B as one of your strength. Okay. Now, I have no clue how many of you have actually given an MCQ based entrance examinations, right, over the period of time. But let's understand that an MCQ itself is quite good and quite confusing in nature. The good side of it is that you can always guess if you do not know the answer, because it doesn't have a negative marking, right? So you can always do this for a no negative marking kind of a scenario. But you cannot do this if you have a negative marking. Luckily for your NATA exam, you do not have a negative marking for this, right? So that's one. So you can always do a guesswork. But the point is, how do I do a guesswork, right? When do I do a guesswork? And on what do I do a guesswork? So the first and foremost rule is, especially when you have an aptitude test, which is an MCQ based, always start your test with the fastest category of questions. Now, what do I mean by fastest category of questions? The fastest category of questions in any aptitude test or a MCQ based test is my general knowledge. This is my fastest set of questions, category of questions. Why? Because either I know the answer or I do not know the answer. Unlike math, unlike physics, unlike chemistry, unlike English, I do not have to go back to my old schools, right? Figure out that what I have learned over the period of time and try to see whether I can implement or incorporate that knowledge onto the given question. General knowledge is very straightforward. Who's the governor of RBI? Either you know or you do not know. You can't do anything with that, right? So you cannot sit and search for it. You cannot sit and think over it. So either you know or you don't know. So these are the fastest category of questions because of the time it consumes to solve them. Typically, we can end up doing around 7 to 8 general knowledge questions in a span of 1.5 minutes. Okay, because each question typically takes, let's say, 10 seconds for me to read and to decide whether I know or I do not know. Let's put it in this way. If someone says, okay, where is Agra situated? I mean, where is Taj Mahal situated, right? Do each one of you know the answer, or do you need to spend 10 seconds to figure out the answer? You know the answer, which means you have spent probably 2 seconds to read the question, probably for a fraction of a second to know the answer. Thus, but if I tell you who is the deputy governor of RBI, do you know the answer? I do not know the answer. And that's the good part of it, because it still took fraction of a second for me to know that I do not know the answer. Right? So in 5 seconds, I have actually decided whether I know or whether I can answer this question or not answer this question. And thus, if I am talking about, 35 aptitude based questions. So let's look into this. You're all maths guys, right? You're science background people, right? So your basic math should be good. So let's look into this. If there are 15 questions that is coming from PCM, which is split into 3 categories, what does my math say? That from every category, there will be approximately 5 questions coming. This is my math says, right? Now, if there are 35 questions coming from aptitude, and what does aptitude contain? Aptitude will contain maths again, because these maths are not your higher maths. Okay, the maths that you get in PCM is a higher maths, what we call as a modern maths, because you have geometry, you have mensuration, you have coordinate geometry, you will have probability permutation combination, you'll have calculus, you'll have matrices, determinants, logarithms, surds, and so on and so forth. They are modern maths or algebraic based maths. Whereas the aptitude maths are basically arithmetic based maths. Okay, application of logic in maths is what this aptitude maths is all about. So if I'm talking about maths, then I'm talking about, let's say, static GK. Okay, static GK means, guys, that it's like our history. History has never changed, right? Information of history has never changed. So thus the static GK is information that has never changed over the period of time. It is completely different from what we call as current affairs. Current affairs is the current activity that's going on. Okay, luckily for you, you do not have to bother much about current affairs, because your GKs are more often inclined towards the static part. Okay, I have to tell something here, that I may not be able to see your chat box, okay, because I'm sharing my screen and also I'm looking into your videos, so I may not be able to see the chat box.
So students are requesting that if you could mix both the languages, Hindi and English.
हिंदी इंग्लिश काफी है, किसी को कन्नड़ा, मलयालम, तमिल, तेलुगु, गुजराती, पंजाबी सब चाहिए तो बता दो, वो भी डाल देंगे. अच्छा ठीक है, so I'll try mixing them as much as you can or I can, right? So static GK is something, I hope static GK is something जो आपका पिछला वाला जो मतलब जो कभी change नहीं हुआ हो, right? History, हमारा history. So the history part is something that will be asked, right? Now that's basically a static GK. So you have maths, you have static GK. कौन सा हो सकता है और क्या हो सकता है? English, basics of English, which is into more to do with grammar and vocabulary kind of a thing, right? Then what else you have? You have logical reasoning. Okay, that's logical reasoning. And then you have something related to design itself, right? What we call as a graphical based questions. What is graphical based questions? I probably give you a box and say, okay, when you open this box,
pie chart related questions.
Pie chart related questions also is fine. Yes, वो भी हो सकता है. The other one is, I give you a cube, right? A cube of different colors or painted in different colors, and then I say कि इस cube को open करे तो कैसे दिखेगा?
Isometric view and normal 2D figures.
Yeah, so let's say I categorize them into the miscellaneous part. Now,
Plan and elevation.
okay, so listen, it's quite confusing because there are people who are messaging saying that no Hindi, and then there are people who are messaging that Hindi. So you cannot make me run around between English and Hindi. So I'm now going to generalize myself into English as much as possible. Maybe one or two statements if I'm using in Hindi, try to manage. If you understand, if you don't understand, go learn Hindi. Okay. Now, if
Sir,
I have to,
sir.
yes, please.
Sir, in amplitude in 35 marks, we'll get like a history of architecture.
Aptitude is not 35 marks. Aptitude is 35 questions. Each question is 1.5 marks.
Yes, sir. In that 35 questions, we'll get like a history of architecture, like such topics questions.
Right. So that is what your static GK is, right? Do you think history of architecture changed?
No.
No, it remains the same, correct? So that's what you call as a static GK. The general knowledge here will not be, I mean, I was just giving you an example like asking you governor of RBI, but trust me, that's not the question that they are ever going to ask a student who's trying to do an architectural program, right? They will probably ask you something related to architecture regarding its history.
Top view, side view question.
Those are miscellaneous. So I put it in under miscellaneous part. Okay.
So buildings are also categorized under static GK.
Buildings like the one monuments types?
Yes, sir. Buildings and the architects, famous architects.
Yeah. Because they are history, right? They are static. Famous architects or founders or, the origin of the building, origin of the design, they are not changed. The origin never changes.
Yes, sir.
So those we can bring it into static GK. So idea that I'm trying to say is, if I have to make a quick maths here, 35 questions broken into 5 categories is how many questions per category? Approximately 7. Right? Now, why did I say it's better to start with the fastest category of questions? Please understand this, that an MCQ level test is actually also a psychometry test. It also tests your psychology and it also tests your stress. Okay? For example, when I begin my exam, I see that, okay, let's assume that I'm starting my exam. Okay, part B. कितना सवाल है part B में? Part B has, why is this coming? Okay, part B has 35 questions or 50 questions. And how many minutes? 45 minutes. Done? Now, let's understand this. Let's assume I am a person who do not like chemistry. I hate chemistry. Okay? In reality, I do hate chemistry. So Let's say that I am a person who hates chemistry, and the first question that I have come across in part B is chemistry. What happened? Now, there are two things. I have lost my confidence on the first go itself because I didn't like this chemistry as a subject. Second is I don't like to leave this question, right? I may go to the next question, whatever it is. Now, assume that it is not chemistry, it is maths. I love maths. So what will I start doing? I'll start solving them. First question, solve kiya. Very good. I got the answer. I'm so very happy. Second question again is maths. I'm solving them, right? I solved. I did not get an answer. Okay, fine, no problem. I did not get an answer. Fine, fair enough. I go to the third question. Again, let's say it's physics. It need not be, I'm repeating here, it need not be in a sequence. You may not have, it's not mandatory that you'll get maths first and then chemistry first and then physics next, okay? It may vary. So I'm just telling you to not have a predetermined mindset. Ab maan lo physics aa gaya, right? And I'm doing this. By the end of, let's assume that I have completed 5 questions now. By the end of 5 questions, you know what's the reality check that's going to happen? By the end of 5 questions, when you look at what is left in your hand, you will see 45 questions left in your hand. And you know what you will see in your time period? What is left in your hand? You will see approximately 35 minutes left in your hand. Or you might even see 30 minutes left in your hand. What did you begin with? You began with a 50 question, 45 minutes. And now where are you? You have 45 questions, 30 minutes. The entire pressure creeps in so much that now you are in a hurry to complete the remaining 45 questions. Okay? Now, let's understand something else here. Let's assume that I'm erasing this. Now, let me say that I do not begin with, I start my exam, okay? And I take all the GK questions. How many GK questions do I have in my hand? Approximately, let's say 7 questions. I know that to do this 7 questions, I require maximum of 1.5 minutes. Now, let me assume that to search these 7 questions, because they are obviously in random spaces, right? So to search these 11 questions, I require, let's assume, worst case, okay? This is the worst case I'm saying, 5 minutes. Do you know by the end of 6 minutes, approximately, how many questions are left in your hand? And what time period is left in your hand? Versus what was my earlier situation? 45 questions and 35 minutes or 30 minutes. When I look at this calculation, I realize that this is far better for me because my mind has already said that I have done 7 questions. I have gone through 7 questions. Whether I have marked them, I have not marked them, it's secondary. But I've gone through 7 questions and I am left with enough time to continue the rest of them. So it's always important, or we always do this, that we always start with the fastest set. Fastest set is always GK for me, okay? Irrespective of whether I know GK or I do not know GK. The next fastest set is the questions where I am very, very strong at, is my strength. It may be physics, it may be chemistry, it may be maths, it may be English, it may be anything. Something that I'm very strong at. Are we clear till here, guys? All of us? So next time when you start taking your mock tests, especially when you start taking your mock test, start using this kind of a strategy to get used to it. Don't do any new strategy on the day of your exam. Whatever you want to do it now in the next 20 days. Are we clear? If you are clear, can you just put a yes on the chat box, please? All those who are clear with whatever we have done till now. If you are clear, can you put a yes in the chat box so that I understand? Great. Okay. Now, it's important for us to look into what do we do or how do we prepare for these exams, right? I know that all of you have been preparing for NATA exam. All of you have been giving mock tests, but now it's time for you to start going in the final gear. Now, what does final gear mean? That try to solve as many questions as possible in as less time as it exists. As less time, okay? So that's where I'm now throwing you certain questions. Now, the questions that I'm throwing you are certain sample questions that I have taken from NID, UCEED, NATA, right? And those kinds of, because these questions typically move around various examinations, okay? So you will find similar patterns coming over. So now I have a question here. I want you all to write in your chat box your answer. So, so the length of AB is given to you as 13. They want to know the area of the trapezoid. First in your mind, what should hit you? The area of the trapezoid. Area of a trapezoid is always half of the height plus sum of the two parallel sides. This is the first thing that should hit you. Good.
46.5.
46.5. Are you sure?
Yes, half into base into the two opposite sides.
Right. What is your base?
13 centimeter is the base.
Are you sure? Look at 13. What is 13? Question में 13 क्या दिया है?
Diagonal.
हाँ, diagonal. खत्म कहानी.
एक मिनट sir, एक मिनट.
So 42.
Thank you. Now, guys, okay, what I want you to do, I mean, this is what I basically teach in my class. To give you a background, I'm an aptitude trainer, okay? I teach students preparing for aptitude. What's my background? I'm an engineer. Don't ask me why. So that makes me good in maths, okay? Because I wasn't good in maths, and that's why I ended up becoming an engineer. And then I've been preparing, or I'm also a graduate, postgraduate from one of the top-notch B schools of the country. And then I had been preparing for students who are preparing for aptitude-related exams, because aptitude exam, I realized, has a different way of solving them, okay? The first time when I took an aptitude exam, I got an 82%. The first time when I took an aptitude exam, which was way below what was required. And when I learned how to crack an aptitude exam, when I wrote the next time, I got a 99.7%. So it is not about what knowledge you have to crack. It is about how do you deploy this knowledge to crack. So let's ask, almost all of you would have got 42. So now the point is, what I have to do, I know that this AB, the AB line here is 13. And I also know that if I mark this as C, I know that ABC or ACB is a right angle triangle. Correct? So all of you will agree that if it is a right angle triangle, the Pythagoras theorem says that 13 square minus 5 square is square root of this is nothing but AC. All of you agree to it. And 13 square is 169. 5 square is 25. So I have 4, 1, 1. So 144 square root is 12. So this is 12. And thus, I have an area which is half of, height is 12, and sum of the side is 5 plus 2, which is 7. So 2 6 are, or 6 7s are 42. Beauty. Guys got it. Very nice. Now, this is the first step of my preparation. This is always the first step of my preparation. Now, what is my second step of preparation? Second step of preparation is when I try to figure out what is unique thing or what is so different in solving this question. Okay. I hope all of you know Pythagorean theorem, and I know all of you know Pythagorean triplet. Okay. Is this a Pythagorean triplet? 3, 4, 5. Is this a Pythagorean triplet? Means yes, it is. Great.
Yes,
Is this a Pythagorean triplet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Renuka, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Is this a Pythagorean triplet?
No, sir.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. 25 square is 625. 24 square is 576. And 7 square is 49. 49 plus 576 is quickly generate a Pythagorean triplet. So I'm going to tell you something here. Usually I tell in the class, but I'm telling you here. Now let's look into 3, 4, 5, this part. For a Pythagorean triplet, there are two things that you need in your hand. First is you should have the smallest side. Second, the smallest side should be a prime number. These are the two basic requirements for you. Okay? All of you clear till here? You need two things. One is you need a smallest side of the triangle. And second is you need that smallest side to be a prime number. Now, here the smallest side is 3 and 3 is a prime number. Smallest side is 5. 5 is a prime number. Smallest side is 7. 7 is a prime number. Now let's look into this. Can you tell me what is 3 square? 9. Divide 9 by 2. What do you get? 4.5. Split 4.5 as two parts, 4 and 5. These are the two sides of the triangle. I repeat. Take the smallest side. Let's say the smallest side is 5. What is 5 square? 25. Divide 25 by 2. What do you get? 12.5. So the two sides of the triangle are 12 and 13. I'll take the last one. Let's say 7. What is 7 square? 49. Divide 49 by 2. 24.5. So the last two sides of the triangles are 24 and 25. Guys, did you understand this? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now what has happened over here, guys, is that when I look at this triangle given to me in the question, and when I say this is 5, what should strike you? What are the other two sides? 12 and 13. Hai? The other two sides are 12 and 13. You already have a 13 here given to you in the question. So which should be 12? This should be 12. So what did I save? I saved doing that square root part. Okay. Hamza, you have raised your hand. Don't raise your hand. Just unmute yourself and ask your doubts. So square root. So I get the answer, right? All of you clear? Nod your head at least. Nod your head at least. Yeah. Now, you know, that was the second level. So now how do I do that? How do I go ahead? When you do this, you should also ask yourself, is that so every aptitude question can be solved in basically two ways. One is a concept. No one can remove this concept from you. And second is, again, starts with C, but known as common sense. Okay. Now let me make you realize what common sense is. Area of a trapezium given as half of height or base into sum of the two parallel sides. Are we correct? Great. Can you all see what is the sum of the two parallel sides in the given figure? 5 plus 2, what is it? 7.
7.
Right? Is 7 a prime number?
Yes.
Is 7 divisible by 2? No. So your answer should be a multiple of 7. Look at your answer. Which is a multiple of 7? कुछ समझ में आया? Right? Formula gaya. So in Hindi, I usually say this. Formula gaya, tel lene. If common sense can actually give you the answer much, much faster, you do not need anything else. Okay? If this was not a prime number, then I would have worried, because if this was, let's say, 8, then I realized that 8 is divisible by 2 and thus it will become 4, correct? But because this is a prime number and not divisible by 2, the 7 will nowhere get erased. So your answer will always remain a multiple of 7. Are we all fine? Are we all good? Right? Okay. There's another question that I picked out from one of the sample questions. Can you tell me, can you write the chat in the chat box your answer option? Don't write the answer, write the option, and do not use calculators. Do not use calculators. Don't write the answer, write the option. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer. By now, the answers should have come. So Arjun has answered me. Others, your answers should have come by now. I mean, this is the fastest way of finding out the answer. Beauty of aptitude questions. Where are you all? Right. Thank you, Arjun. That's what we are looking out for. See, guys, we all know how to solve this, okay? The idea is not to test someone's knowledge on how to solve this. The idea is to test someone's smartness on how to solve this. If I have to take a 27% of a value, I know that it is 27 divided by 100 into 1376. But the point is, if I have to multiply 7 and 6, what is 7 6 are? 42, which means what is the last digit I should get? 2, which is the answer option which has the last digit 2, only the A option. Because decimal comes only once I divide by 100. But if I'm not dividing by 100, then 27 into 1376 should give me the unit digit of 2, because 7 6 are 42. So this is the only option which has 2 as a unit digit. So there are a lot of questions that you will come across where you do not have to use the concept. You can use only the basics and still get an answer. Okay. For example, look at this question now. Right? I know that this question probably is not a level of NATA question as such. But what I'm trying to show here is, how do I work on such questions? It says that one bottle has a mixture of milk and water in the ratio 7:2. Second bottle contains a mixture of milk and water in the ratio 9:4. In what ratio of volumes should the liquids in bottle 1 and bottle 2 be combined to obtain a mixture of water and milk and water in the ratio 3:1? So you have bottle 1 where milk and water in the ratio 7:2, which means what is your total quantity of milk, the solution that can exist in this bottle? 9 or 9 ka multiple, because 7 and 2 means a total of 9 parts. Bottle 2, 9 and 4. So 9 and 4 means a total of 13 parts. Do you realize that 13 is a prime number? So my prime number cannot be further broken, right? If prime number cannot be broken, then when I mix the two, bottles, the 13 will still remain as one of the multiples. So what is my answer? B. I don't know whether you guys understood this. Type in a yes if you have understood. Why it is B? Arjun, no? Okay. So Arjun, so basically, okay. So all those who said no, this is what it is. You are mixing bottle 1, okay? You are mixing bottle 1. Bottle 1 contains what? 7 liters of milk and 2 liters of water. This is the ratio, right? What do you mean by ratio? That if this is 7 liters of milk, then this should be 2 liters of water, which means you should have 9 liters of solution. Or if this is 14 liters of milk, then this is 4 liters of water, and thus you should have 18 liters of solution, which means your bottle 1 should have a 9 ka multiple. Okay, 9K doesn't mean 9,000. 9K means 9's multiple. Are we clear till here? Bottle 2 contains same milk and water in the ratio 9:4. Which means if you put 9 parts of milk and 9 parts of water, what is the total quantity you get? 13. Right? Now what is happening? You are actually mixing the ratio of volume should the liquids in bottle 1, bottle 2 be combined. So you're mixing bottle 1 and bottle 2. Now when you're mixing bottle 2, you have to mix 13 or 13's multiple as the amount. There is no other way you can do anything else, right? 13 or 13's multiple. Similarly, when you are mixing bottle 1, 9 or 9's multiple should get added. Now, if I look at my answer option, all the first bottle values are 9's multiple. But if I look at my second bottle's value, only second answer option is a place where the second bottle's value is a 13's multiple. Right? And thus, this becomes my answer. Now, are we clear? Can you type in? People who are clear, can you just type in your chat box if you have understood this? So the point that I'm trying to drive you here, guys, is that aptitude questions is not about how much knowledge you possess in terms of maths or in terms of concepts or in terms of formulas. It is all about how you apply these learnings that you have in your hand, various ways to get the answers fast. Kanika, you have some doubt? People, if you are raising your hands, it's of no use. You got to unmute yourself and ask me questions. Stop me and ask me questions. I'll be absolutely happy to answer you.
Sir, actually in NATA browser that come last week, in that it was said that the system would be like that कि उसमें क्वेश्चन आएंगे और कुछ मिनट के बाद वो अपने आप ही चले जाएंगे, तो वैसे क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो पीसीएम और जनरल एप्टीट्यूड में भी होंगे? नहीं होंगे,
पीसीएम और जनरल एप्टीट्यूड में नहीं होगा। आप ये बोल रहे हो कि क्वेश्चंस के टाइम लिमिट होंगे?
यस सर।
नहीं होगा, पीसीएम जनरल एप्टीट्यूड के क्वेश्चंस टू टाइम लिमिट नहीं होगा। और अगर कनिका अगर क्वेश्चंस में टाइम लिमिट है भी, आपको बनाने में एक क्वेश्चन बनाने में मतलब या तो कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करना पड़ेगा या कॉमन सेंस यूज करना पड़ेगा, है ना? फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। तो अगर टाइम लिमिट है तो ये सारे जो मेथड मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ वो ज्यादा फायदेमंद रहेगा आपके लिए।
Yes, sir.
right? It will help you a lot because it will give you answers faster. But as much as I know, or it is not clear, first of all. Second is, mostly at 99% it will not have time limit. It will have an overall test ka time limit rahega. Matlab 50 questions, 45 minutes. These are the time limits that you will have.
सर हम बैठ के घर बैठे पेपर दे सकते हैं आराम से, कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं आएगी?
नहीं, घर बैठ के ही पेपर देना है तुम्हें, ऑनलाइन टेस्ट है।
अच्छा, नहीं सर, मतलब जैसे कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं आएगी, बैठ के पेपर देंगे लैपटॉप से?
नहीं, खड़े होके भी दे सकते हो। अरे नहीं आएगा भाई, क्यों इतना टेंशन ले रहा है?
नहीं, जैसे सर कभी पेपर नहीं दिए ना ऑनलाइन।
हाँ, तो टेंशन नहीं है। So what happens basically is that if let's assume that you are giving this test and suddenly internet connection चला जाता है, right?
Okay.
Your internet connection goes off. Now
Yes.
when you come back and re-log in the test, आपका वहीं से शुरू होगा जहां से आपका निकला था। So if you had finished 10 minutes of test, so आपका टेस्ट 11वें मिनट से शुरू होगा।
जी जी सर।
ठीक है, your test will not get close, you will not lose time. Let's assume that you get access after half an hour के बाद आपका लॉगिन होता है, फिर भी आपका 11वें मिनट से शुरू होगा। You will start the test again from the 11th minute. You will not lose 30 minutes. Don't take that kind of attention.
और सर मतलब जो स्टूडेंट घर पे बैठ के मतलब लैपटॉप पीसी के जरिए पेपर देंगे, क्या कोई
सिक्योरिटी ये होता है कि basically what these guys do is when you start the test in a window, in their own window, if you change any other window, they will get a report. आपने कोई भी विंडो चेंज कर दिया तो उनको रिपोर्ट मिल जाता है। So मान लीजिए, so that is a let's assume that you have okay, so what Kanika said, that there is a time limit, it might come into this picture. For example, let's say that I have given you a architectural ka question and you do not know the answer. Typically, where do you search this answer from? You will search this answer from Google. Okay. Now there are two things. All your videos will be on, mandatory. So even if you use a phone, they will know. Number two, if you are using a desktop and if you open a browser, they will get to know, क्योंकि उनका विंडो से आप बाहर निकल गए. So as soon as you come out of their window of test, they will get to know about it. So security is always high on this. Okay, so don't bother about it. I mean, don't think that you can always round about the security. Security is always high. You got to see is how I can, मैं कैसे जो मेरे पास limitation है उसमें मैं कैसे increase कर सकता हूँ अपना score.
So I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, please.
So how can we draw a drawing in the computers in the online?
They will give you images where you can pick the images and draw.
They'll give us options so that we can choose it and we can run.
Have you ever worked in MS Word?
Yes, sir.
Do you see MS Word has images to insert, drawings
Yes.
that you can do?
Yes,
The
yes.
similar kind of image editor will be available in their test screen, where you can pick, you can have a freehand or any shape you want, right? Will be available there.
Okay, sir.
You can manage the size and the position of that particular shape. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, continuing.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Huh?
Sir, if there is a time limit, how much will be the time limit? If a question has.
If a question has time limit, then I'm assuming that you should get per question 40 to 45 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. So ideally, I would also suggest this. So I will come to the no negative marking after some time. So I hope you have understood whatever we did in the last three, right? How to proceed with answering questions. Okay. So there are many that I wouldn't want to get into. There are lots of things here that I don't want to get into, but this is what we are going to, I mean, if you're actually going to attend my classes, then this is what I'm going to teach you on how basically commonly you can, get into practicing and analyzing questions in various areas. Now let's come to the no negative section, because this is very important.
हेलो सर।
हेलो।
हाँ सर, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ सर, जैसे एनी अदर पर्सन एंड चीटिंग विथ मोबाइल एंड फ्रंट लैपटॉप पीसी के जरिए जो बैठ के पेपर देंगे, तो हम लोग बहुत पीछे चले जाएंगे रैंक से।
अच्छा, तुम्हारा नाम क्या है?
सर मोहम्मद हमजा।
हमजा, तुम्हारा अभी कैमरा ऑन है?
जी सर।
नहीं है
कैमरा?
ना? हाँ।
नो सर।
नहीं है। अभी मान लो कि तुम्हारा कैमरा ऑन करके अब तुम मोबाइल यूज करो भाई, मुझे पता चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा?
सर आपको पता चलेगा।
हाँ, तो जैसे तुम टेस्ट ले रहे हो, इन्विजिलेटर्स बैठे रहेंगे।
तो नो सर। सर जैसे मैं अभी अपना कैमरा ऑन करके आप मुझे देखेंगे,
हम्म
मैं पेपर दूंगा, तो मतलब
हम्म
कोई अनदर मोबाइल के जरिए तो चीटिंग कर सकता है, अगर लैपटॉप के जरिए नहीं करेगा।
भैया वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, तू मोबाइल देखेगा तो कहाँ से देखेगा?
सर कैमरा जो रहेगा लैपटॉप में वो
अच्छा,
तो सिर्फ फेस दिखेगा।
तेरे को मैं दिखाई दे रहा हूँ?
हाँ सर।
मैं दिखाई दे रहा हूँ तेरे को? आर यू एबल टू सी मी?
ऐसे तो नहीं दिखाई दे रहे हैं।
अच्छा, मेरा नाम पे क्लिक कर, तेरे को शायद दिखाई दूंगा मैं। लेट्स सी, कैन यू गाइस सी मी?
नो सर।
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ayushi also said yes. So I'm going to mute you all and then see whether you guys are able to see me. So Hamza, just see whether you are able to see me, because for example, let's say currently I'm able to see Joylin. Okay. Now the point is, if Joylin is going to use her mobile phone, I will get to know. It's so very easy, right? It's so very easy because the entire eye and the face movement, head is moving elsewhere, eye is moving elsewhere. So it's very easy to know whether you are using a mobile phone or not.
पर सर उधर एक बंदा एक बच्चे पे थोड़ा नजर देगा एक टाइम पे।
वहां पे एक बंदा 20 बच्चों पे नजर देगा, और 20 बच्चों पे नजर देना बहुत आसान तरीका है।
कितनी बड़ी स्क्रीन पे लगाएगा वो?
वो तो जानकारी मेरे पास नहीं होगा, but it's pretty straightforward that they will be able to have a lot of, see, these are all AI driven system. Okay, augmented reality driven, artificial
Sir?
intelligence driven system.
Look,
So
sir,
yes,
what happens if we lost the Wi-Fi system? If
if
the
you
power is
lost,
gone?
yeah, so if you lost the Wi-Fi, then when you get admitted, your test will begin from the same point where you lost it.
Okay, sir.
So don't worry about it.
And we will not have any time loss.
No, you will not have a time loss. You will start from the same time period from when you lost.
Sir, I
Okay,
have a
thank you.
question.
Yes, Martha.
Sir, what can we use a rough notebook for a rough work like maths
Yes,
question or physics question?
yes. You can use
And
rough
what if
notebook.
other people, like for cheating purpose, they can use books and all? How will they get to know?
मुश्किल है बोलना मुश्किल है. That depends on how I'm going to arrange my entire testing area. So it's going to be,
रोल नंबर के ऊपर लिखा होगा कि ओनली प्लेन शीट्स रखें।
कुछ तो हो सकता है. I mean, it's very difficult to figure out, and I would presume that at this point of time, you should not be even thinking about
तो सही से नहीं पता है।
No,
हाँ,
sir,
so,
I'm not thinking about it, but I'm just asking it.
so basically what I'm trying to say is, it is not that you're thinking of doing it. I'm saying you do not have to think that
Sir?
someone else is going to do it.
Sir,
Okay.
excuse me, sir. I
इसके
would
बारे
like
में
to
सब
interrupt
लोग
here.
Yeah, now, okay, so I have a request. When you want to ask something, tell your name so that I will know who's trying to. So
Sir,
is
Veena.
Veena? Yes, Veena, please tell me.
So, students, you will have a mock test paper on 12th. I suppose Nata has kept it for you so that you get all the clarity about what is going to happen in the paper and how it is going to happen. Am I clear?
Very good. So सारे doubts निकल गए. Thanks, Veena. You came a bit late, but you did come. So thanks anyway. Now, so all doubts are cleared there, right? On how the
I
test
was
will happen.
expecting this question to stop after 1 or 2 questions, but this did not stop, so I had to intervene.
Okay, so that's basically, see, every online test that's going to be
सर
conducted. हाँ, बोलो.
Sir, how many mark pass NATA exam?
कितने मार्क्स में तुम्हें नाटा मिलेगा?
Yes,
यार ये कहना मुश्किल हो जाता है.
That depends on the cutoff and what is the highest marks someone has
Right.
got in it.
Right.
No cutoff. NATA
हाँ, तो
mark.
वही तो बोल रहे हैं, जो कट ऑफ होगा ना तुम्हारा रैंक इस बेसिस पे डिसाइड होता है कि सबसे टॉप रैंक कितने मार्क्स का है, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली जज किया जाता है.
उस पे नाटा पे नहीं, ये तो जेई पे किया जाता है, जेई मेंस पे. नाटा पे तो क्राइटेरिया रखा है कि इतना नंबर पे मतलब सब पास हैं, इससे कम है तो फेल हैं.
अच्छा, तुम्हें ये क्राइटेरिया पता है तो ये क्वेश्चन क्यों आ रहा है तुम्हारी तरफ से? क्योंकि
वही
हमने
तो
तो ऐसा
वही तो
कुछ
मैं
पढ़ा नहीं है.
नहीं, इस समय तो मतलब
एक्चुअली
सिस्टम
कल वाली क्लास के अंदर उन्होंने हमें इन्फॉर्म करा था कि पार्ट ए में इतने बेसिक नंबर चाहिए और पार्ट बी में इतने, टू जनरली क्लियर द एग्जाम, नॉट फॉर बेटर रैंक.
अच्छा.
यस सर.
वो
सर
हमजा.
जैसे
ओके.
अच्छा,
सर
वीना जस्ट
Yes,
मिनट.
sir.
हमजा जी,
जी सर.
आपने 12th दिया,
जी सर.
पासिंग मार्क क्या था?
70.
हाँ जी. अरे वॉइस ब्रेक हो गया पासिंग मार्क पूछते ही. अनम्यूट करके बोलो.
33.
हाँ, कितना कितना?
100 में 33.
100 में 33 है ना? तो
जी.
34 लाने से कुछ बुरा हुआ तुम्हारा?
नो सर.
लेकिन कहीं एडमिशन मिलेगा?
जी सर.
नहीं. हाँ,
हाँ
कट ऑफ मार्क हमेशा पासिंग मार्क होता है. कट ऑफ मार्क हमेशा पासिंग मार्क होता है, याद रखना. ठीक है?
सर मेरी बात
तो
सुन लीजिए,
कट ऑफ
एक
मार्क.
मिनट. सर मेरी बात सुन लीजिए एक मिनट. जैसे पिछली बार मैंने नाटा एग्जाम.
Kanika was asking, right? And so let's assume that I'm a Nata guy here, okay? So I can see Aishwarya is using phone. So I can actually block her from taking an exam. As simple as that. So similarly, you can make out who's using phone and who's not using phone. Fine, fair enough. Now coming back. There are two kinds of questions that comes, okay? One is with respect to time limit and one with no time limit. No time limit means the questions do not have a time limit. The section has, right? So you have to do 50 questions in 45 minutes. So that's all you have. So what happens in these kinds of tests is how does your window look? So you typically have a window where there will be a question coming with answer options, and in the right side of the window you will also see something called as a review. Okay, here you will see all the question numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on and so forth. You will see all the question numbers here. Okay, when you answer a question, that question will become green in color. Are we clear?
तो पता
Whichever
है.
pata hai.
Yes.
So good. So you get this in green color, you get something in red in color, so you can always come back to the question. But now what happens if there is a time limit in a question? If there is a time limit in the question, then the problem is that I will never have these reviews questions, okay? If there is a time limit in a question. So what I would ideally suggest always is, if you are having a rough note while you are writing this exam, especially on part B, okay, especially on part B, if you are having a rough note, start noting down the answer options of the questions that you're doing. So let's say first question, second question, third question you have been doing, and you note down the answer options. A, B, C, D, whatever it is. Whichever question you have guessed, make a marking against it. Whichever question you have guessed, make a marking against it. Okay? 50 questions in the paper. After 25 questions, your guesswork should now begin quite intelligently. Okay, so how do you do it intelligently? There are two ways we do guesswork. One, eliminating two answers. So if there is a question where I can eliminate two answers, right, then the balance two answers is where I do the guesswork. Because then my probability of getting them right is only 50%, right? But if I am not able to eliminate two answers, then my probability of getting it right is 25% only. In such case, what I will do is, I will always, okay, this is what I have been doing and this is what I have been looking out for, and it has always worked everywhere, almost everywhere. What I usually do is, when I have to guess, I look at what are the answers that I have marked in all the questions which I have not guessed. I repeat, what are the options marked in all the questions that are not guessed? If the majority of my answers, so what are the options marked? If the majority of my options marked is B, then every question that I have to guess, I will mark B. If the majority of my answer options were C, then every question that I have to guess, I will mark C. Because when I set a question paper, when I, as a question paper creator, when I'm setting up a question paper, once I decide which answer option will contain a correct answer, most of the questions will have that correct answer in those answer options. So if
can you repeat what you said? I didn't understand about the options.
Okay, so let's assume that I am creating a question paper and I have to create a question paper for 50 questions. So I create the first question. Now I have to put the answer options A, B, C, D. So I know that when I have to put an answer option, I have to give you three correct and three wrong and one correct answer option, correct? Now, where do I place it? So let's say this is a, so I go back. So let's assume that this is the question. Now I have to give you one correct answer and three wrong answer options. Where do I place this one correct answer? Where I place it for the first time, typically, okay, that is the position that I keep continue placing. So as a question paper creator, I would have pre-decided कि क्वेश्चन का आंसर ए ऑप्शन में आना है. तो क्या होता है कि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन के आंसर ए ऑप्शन में आके बैठ जाते हैं. अगर मैंने ये सोचा है कि क्वेश्चन के आंसर ऑप्शन सी में आना है, then majority of the question will have an answer options on the C. Because my mind has decided that already. Please understand, it is nothing to do with the strategy or nothing to do with rocket science. It's a psychology. My mind has already decided to position this, answer in one particular slot. So most often, I'm not saying all, most often, most of the questions correct answer will be placed in those slots. But how do I understand which is that slot? I understand by solving 50% of the questions. 50% of the questions I solve, and then I get to see which is the maximum set of answer options, which is falling on the majority side. So if C is the maximum, then I'll mark everything C. My probability of getting right on the guessworks is much, much higher. But please understand this, I will do only on those questions where I am unable to eliminate answers. Okay? If I'm able to eliminate answers, I will not use this strategy because there my probability has already increased. But saying that, each one of you, if you have come out of an exam by not completing all the 50 questions that is given in the test, then you have missed an opportunity. You have to ensure that when you're out of the exam, you have completed your entire 50 questions and you have marked every question, because there is no negative answers. Okay, so that's the clue here. Are we clear, guys? Now, how do you solve these maths questions? How do you how do you solve these maths questions? How do you do them? How do you practice them? We will be teaching you. You can learn by yourself. You know, you can take our help or whatever it is. So Krishna sir is also joined, I guess. Veena, has Krishna sir joined us?
No, sir.
Yeah, he
Krishna
has.
sir.
Krishna sir, you are there?
No, sir. Krishna sir is not there today.
Oh, okay. I see his name in the list. That's why I thought he's there.
No.
Okay, so Veena, I am done. So guys, okay. I am done. Any further queries that you have, Veena, you can always get in touch with Veena ma'am or your mentor or the person who sent you this link, right? So today's link, yes, someone would have sent you in WhatsApp, correct? Sir, sorry, Hamza, I'm not able to hear you.
Hamza, तुम्हें जो भी डाउट है
हमजा आपका ऑडियो बहुत खराब है, so we are not able to hear you.
पार्ट ए का क्लास कब चलेगा?
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि all of you, whatever kind of query you have, when will part A begin? How should I study for part A? In part B, what kind of, where should I study from? What material should I use, right? Where should I search for questions? Whatever questions, doubts you have, the person who sent you this web link for joining today's session, connect to them. They'll be able to guide you. Are we all clear till here, guys? Today's session was not about, this is more about how you should look into part B, how you should start preparing your part B from now onwards, and how do you end up taking your mock test whenever you're taking your mock test. To learn more about the concept side, the insight side, so you want to learn physics, you want to learn chemistry, you want to learn maths, you want to learn logic, whatever it is, in that case, you can, or any other person who has connected with you, and try to figure out how else to do it.
Students, to join for regular classes, you can contact either me, Mukesh sir, or Krishna sir. We will reply you soon and get back to you as soon as possible, okay? Am I clear? Students, we are starting the registration for new batch, which is starting from tomorrow. So hope I am clear that you can contact your mentor, whoever has sent you this link. So we will take from there, okay?
Are we clear, guys? So अगर आपको कोई भी डाउट है, वीना मैम या किसी से भी आप बात कर सकते हो. डाउट लाइक ये नाटा का मॉक टेस्ट कब होने वाला है, कौन से टाइम पे होगा, राइट? When will be the next class? जो भी छोटे मोटे डाउट भी हैं, please directly talk to Veena ma'am or talk to Mukesh sir or talk to Krishna sir or talk to anyone who has sent you the link and get it clarified. Okay? So that's how you're going to do. So all the best, guys. If you have any doubts, yes, Aishwarya, you want to say something?
No, sir. Nothing, sir.
Right.
All right, sir.
So all the best. I will see you around whenever I am conducting classes, and whenever you are invited, you are free to come down and attend the class. Right. I hope this added some value to you. Today's session, we did spend an hour, so I do not want this an hour to go waste. Even if you have learned for a minute or 5, that's a great work that you have done. And see you around, and all the best, guys. Thank you.
All the best. Thank you, sir. And thank you, students, for coming. Thank you.
Thanks, Veena.